Hello, hello, hello. This is Carla Michelle, your host of the Strong Woman's Network podcast. Strong, strategic, talented, resilient, optimistic, necessary. And with that, you should go global, if not the world, at least your world. I am happy to have you here today. If you are keeping up with me, this is part 3 of Hello 2021. And I tell you, if you are checking in at part 3, go back, listen to part 1, where we talked about letting the past go, retiring things that are not working for you, making decisions. We talked about resolutions, really seeing them as decisions that you're making for this year that's coming. Situational focus for part 2, what's around you, where you are, understanding just who you are, because if you know yourself, man, you can win many, many battles. And that leads me into part 3 of, if you really understand where you are, who you are, and what is around you, whether good or bad, that's a strategic move right there, being situationally focused. Now we go into part 3, and I want to talk about standing in your power. Standing in your power. You have washed the slate clean of 2020 and the things that you've decided not to carry into 2021. And now it's time. You also figured out who you are, where you are, what's around you. You've done your 360. You see where you are, you see where you want to go, you see who's around you, what's around you, what is for you. Remember that? What is for you? What are the opportunities? Because there's so many times that we focus on the negative and we miss the positive, the opportunities, the things that are there. Even in 2020, as crazy as it was, there were some opportunities that many people took advantage of. And then there's opportunities that many people overlooked. And where you are in life, who knows? Because I'm saying it from a view of encouragement, and I don't want to downplay the loss of lives and the hurt and the sickness that is happening. So I don't want to downplay that. I lost my dad, not necessarily to COVID, but it was a part of not being able to celebrate his life in a traditional way with a funeral. So there is that opportunities that still lie in our lives that we could have experienced in 2021. And if it wasn't, hey, here's 2020, but hey, here's 2021. So stand in your power. Do you know how powerful you are? Do you know how powerful you are? And self-doubt, low self-esteem, not understanding your value, not understanding what you bring to the table. Yes, that can take away from not understanding how powerful you are. But this opportunity that is before you, I beseech you, therefore, see your power. See how powerful you are. See what you have accomplished. There is nothing like stopping this podcast right now, pausing it, and asking yourself, where did I show up powerful in 2020? Where did I show up powerful? What did I do that I never, ever thought I would do? Take the time. Write down a couple of things. Write down 7 things. What are you proud of? Take the time and really rehearse how powerful, how smart, how intelligent, how witty, how funny, how beautiful, how handsome, how gorgeous you are. And you was like, well, that's the outside stuff. Well, some of us can't even recognize the outside attributes that are powerful, let alone the inside. Okay, do an inside check. Do an inside check and understand just how powerful you are. You maybe have gotten a raise this year, a promotion this year. You finished a project. There's some things that you have done that is great, that is just great. So stand in your power in 2021. If you've been intimidated, if you second guessed yourself and you put things on hold, stand in your power in 2021. What is your power? Your power comes from what you say and what you do. Your power comes from what you think about yourself, the positive things that you think. And you're powerful enough to think negative things and your life go that way. So why not use that power to propel you to the next level? I want you to also think about finding your soul medicine. Let me say that a different way. Finding the medicine for your soul. What will heal your soul in 2021? What is it what hurt? What disappointment? What lies? I said that so dramatic. What lies have you been telling yourself? What have you been? Find the medicine for your soul. Another thing you could do is find you, in the sense of being authentic to who you are, not being someone else, not following someone else's path and losing yourself in it. If you're going to follow someone's path, definitely make it yours. Own that path. But don't just lose yourself in mimicking someone. Do what you see, but make it your own. Medicine for your soul, though, is, I got to go back to that. And I would love to hear comments. I would love to hear, when I say medicine for your soul, what you think. I would love to hear that. Because the medicine would be different for everyone. The medicine could be different for everyone. Medicine for your soul. And I define soul as your will, as your mind, and as your emotions. Right? Finding the medicine that brings some harmony in your life. Finding your authentic self. Discovering your power and walking in it. And because when you do that, when you stand in your power, when you have medicated your soul with some goodness, with some greatness, with some awesomeness, healing medicine, then you know what? You will have the guts to move forward. You will even have the guts to fail. The guts to fail. Oh my gosh. Do you know how many times I didn't imagine. I thought, it wasn't imagining, it was a thought of, I could fail at this. I think about 2020, and I think about when in March, April, when all this was shutting down, and the fear that had gripped me. I was going to make some changes in what I did, make some changes in where I lived, make some changes, go and move to another state just to decrease my financial output. So I was going to make some big changes. And I'm so glad I didn't. I am so glad that I did not let fear, doubt of my capabilities, doubt in my power to override the possibilities that awaited me throughout the year. One, we shut down in March of some sort. The end of April, my dad passed away. And who knew that was going to happen on top of a stay at home order. But it was still, I made it through. There's some things that just opened up for me. And then as we went on, hear me when I say this. Hear me when I say that there is some opportunities in the midst of chaos. There's opportunities in the midst of loss. There's opportunities when you get to the point where you understand your power, when you get to the point where your will, your mind, and emotions are whole, that there's something that you just keep walking forward. You just keep moving forward. You just take another step. Take one more step. I have a rock that has on there that I got during a personal development class that I was in, and there was one of the rocks that says, just take one more step. And that's how I could view 2020 for me. It was just take one more step. Take one more step. And every day, every month, every week, every day, every hour, it's take one more step. Do something that is dropping in your spirit, is coming to you in your mind, and do that. Do what I know how to do, and do what I hear that I'm supposed to do every day, every week, every month, and made it to the end of the year. Having the guts to stay in California, where the cost of living is high, and not miss a beat, and to be in a place almost, I'm telling you, if I think about it, I'm ending the year better than I began the year. Better. There's some debt that was washed out, like big time, to me, big time debt washed out. There was, I'm going to say that alone was big, because that was the pressure as I was going into the year. Is what am I going to do with this credit card debt that I invested in personal development, and I basically maxed out my credit card, 2 of them, to get into something that I believed that was going to empower me for 2020. I bet on myself, and I paid $7,000 for a course. And and things started opening up, and I that debt is gone. So have the guts to fail, and you have the guts to fail when you stand in your power, when you understand that to win, I cannot be still. To win, I have to believe in myself. To win, I've got to bet on myself. I work with clients. I work with people. I get to partner with great people who believe in themselves, who are willing to invest in themselves. And people can look at my rates, or look at something and say, "Oh my gosh, whoa." But I have invested more in my own personal development than what I'm actually asking a client to invest in. So what I'm asking is not unable to be done because I've done more. But I have found that if I'm not willing to do more, I will not have more. If I'm not willing to invest in myself, I'm not going to see a return on my investment. So if you're going to go into 2021, you got to stand in your power and believe in yourself, bet on yourself, and look for that return on your investment. What are you investing in because you believe in you, because you've stood in your power and you believe it's time to do that next thing? Whatever it is, is it education? Is it going for that promotion? Is it, checking off some things that you want to do on a project? Where is it that you're investing in who you see yourself being right now? Right? Stand in your power. I finished this year releasing a book, The Strong Woman's Playbook, Become Your Greatness. I released it the week the week of Christmas. That book has been writing me since 2018, when I was sitting in a conference. Lisa Nichols. I went to Lisa Nichols' conference in Florida, and it was a great conference, lots of great how-to steps, like simplified, like how to do this. And one of them was writing books. Well, because they say your book or a book is the new business card. So you know how you hand out business cards? Well, a book is your new business card. Your book opens doors. Your book opens engagements. So I sat down, and that's where Strong came from. I sat down with a friend, April, and we hung out like the whole conference. And then I have another who became like a spiritual daughter, Carla. And, we just hung, and things were birthed in us at that time. And Strong came from that. And Strong, the acronym, came during that conference. And sat there because we had to come up. We were doing work in the conference. It wasn't just someone talking to us. It was work being done, application. And I came up with Strong, and I came up with the book. And it was actually another title. It was the Strong Woman's Playbook, yes, but it was going to be Standing in Your Light, almost standing in your power. And now it's Become Your Greatness. Because I believe that you're already great. It's you who has to recognize it. Become your greatness. It's there for you. So to have the book done in 2020, 2 years of wrestling back and forth of, oh, that's not what I want to say. That's not this. That's not that. Just putting it down. I wasn't standing in my power. I'm going to tell you this. I was trying to actually be too academic. Is that a word? I know academic is a word, but the way I used it. It was trying too hard to sound intellectual and use big words. And I literally went back, and it actually shortened the number of the pages of the book, because I cut out a lot of the high level, deep talk I was trying to use, and it wasn't fitting. It wasn't purposeful in my view anymore. But to let that go out of me, to let it come out of me, to just let it out to the world, was me standing in my power. Many of you have books in you, and you're overthinking, and you're doubting, and you're trying to make it perfect. Trust me. Hey, and if you get the book and there's a typo in it, let me know. But you're trying to be perfect. And is there perfection? No, but there is opportunity to put it out there. It's like my baby, and you're staring at it and you can judge it. But it's still my baby, and I still take responsibility, and I hope it helps you. So in 2020, my book is on Amazon. You can get a ebook or you can get a paperback. So standing in your power, if I look at the beginning of 2020 and my expectations and my vision for 2020 was and is expansion. The expansion that I imagined, the expansion that I had on my vision board, expansion was in all my calendars. It was expansion. Um, and I look at it and I go, wow, my expansion was travel. I had a couple of things, definitely business, definitely things that I wanted to do and see differently. So, and if you hear pages turning, because I'm looking at my journal right now, but I really wanted to expand because I know there's things in me that I'm holding on to. So I look at January 3rd in my journal, and it's own this. This is what I started it. I want to own my bigness. I want to live my bigness. See my life great and see my relationship great. I want to own my bigness. I want you, wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this, to own your bigness. Do not be fearful of your bigness. Do not be fearful of your greatness. Become your greatness. Accept your greatness. Surrender to your greatness. Live your bigness. Live out your bigness. Not just live in where you live, and that's good, but live it within you, your soul, your will, your mind, your emotions. Live big with that. See your life great. See the things you do, the people you're around, that you can be great and they can be great, and you can do great things. Great things with your spouse, with your partner, with your friends. Live big. Stand in your power. Okay. And then have the guts to fail. Because I'm going to tell you this. I think about 2020 and the guts to keep going and the guts to fail. I cannot look back and say, wow, I had such failure in 2020. Because when I jumped, I never hit the ground. When I believed, it may have faltered. It may have, sometimes I questioned it, but I never dipped so low that I couldn't soar, that I couldn't get momentum back. And the biggest thing in 2020 is I'm thankful for the rest that was forced upon me to rest, to slow down, to really tap into sweatless victories where I'm not overworking, overdoing, because you couldn't. It just didn't do it. I just couldn't. I mean, I could, but I just couldn't. I don't know about you, but even now, it's like I do something and I get tired real easy. It's like, what? And not because I'm not feeling well. I feel fine. It's just that my body is used to a slower pace. So, stand in your power. Find your soul medicine. SOUL, your soul medicine. What is the medicine that you need for your soul? Is it a conversation? Is it forgiveness? Is it forgiving yourself? Is it moving and retiring out of something? Is it accepting your greatness? What does your soul need? And then have the guts to fail. Have the guts to believe in yourself that you won't fail. Because I think that if you jump, you will soar so high that you will be shocked. If you trust, if you believe, if you rest in that peace, and you tap in, I tap into God. If you tap in and understand that it's not always about fighting. And, I even say this, it's not always about grinding. Because there's a lot of us who couldn't grind in 2020, and a lot of you didn't grind, and you still are on top. You still did not go as low as you thought you were. And that's without the grind. So think about it in 2021. Do you really have to get back to that grind? Did it really serve you? Or is this a new way that 2020 offered you, a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling, a new way of believing in yourself, a new way of being confident in you, a new way in trusting you and the process? This is Carla Michelle, your host of the Strong Woman's Podcast. If you're on Apple, please rate this. Five stars would be great. It helps with the ratings. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you pushing play. Check me out on Instagram, Miss Carla Michelle. Check out the episode notes. You'll see a lot of ways you can reach me at drcarlainc.com. You're listening, and I appreciate it. Please always feel free to reach out to me. DM me on Instagram. I would love to hear from you. Share this episode with all your friends, all your family. Share this whole 5-part series. Hello, 2021. Here we come. We're here. God bless you. God keep you. Stay strong. Remember, stay strategic. Understand your talent. You got it. Remain resilient. Always be optimistic. Remember, you are necessary. And with that, go global. If not the world, at least your world. All right. This is Carla Michelle signing off. I will see you next time. Take care.